Wednesday night, we're all in sight. 9 o'clock, it's shining bright. Turn the dial and feel the might. Just enough Heshy takes flight. Woo! Laughs and wisdom side by side. Heshy show won't be denied. Tune in live and ride the tide. Feel the rush and feel the pride. It's just enough Heshy. Wanna vote for Heshy? It's just enough Heshy. Join the crowd, it's messy.
I hope so.
And hello, everybody.
No,
and
you're not feeling well. You have no right to do that. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another
beat.
Just Enough Heshy show. It's
You
not
got
beat.
beat.
You got to do it the right way.
You got beat.
Can you please do it the right way?
If I do it a different way
He messes up every
on
show.
my channel, if I do it, will be like Michael Buffer style. I don't think you'd want that.
Okay.
I don't think.
Hello,
your audience
everybody.
is ready
Welcome
for
to
that.
another show. My co-host Tom's hand is broken. It looks like his head is broken too.
Actually, I must
Did
be
you
the
bump
one
your head? I heard you fell down yesterday.
I fell yesterday, and then I also my finger's been like numb all day.
Oh gosh! I was gonna feel bad for you, but now that you interrupted my show, I don't care.
That's all right. Hey, it was worth it.
Oh, wow, you are terrible. I see you want to take away my joke. At least he didn't laugh at your joke.
Well, I don't have any jokes to say.
Well, I have a funny joke, and
Let's
he better
hear it.
laugh at my joke.
I'm gonna
It's
try.
really funny.
I'm gonna try.
Okay, good. Now, you always laugh. It's this stupid producer that does it.
He told me that he's ready to laugh, and he's got the laugh machine out ready.
Well,
when
I
you're
hope
ready.
he's watching the show. He's busy eating, you know what I mean?
Well,
oh, something like
he's
that.
hungry.
Anyways, we have an interesting show we're going to
Yes.
talk about. Also, a lot of people are upset with us
Okay.
because they don't mind missing the first 5 minutes of the show, but they do mind the last 5 minutes because
Right.
they interrupt
Yes, we
us.
talked about this on
And
Sunday.
just when I was with people at the Kojo breakfast.
Yes.
And they came over to me and says, your show gets interesting, and towards the end, right when you're ready to answer a bunch of questions and ideas, you stop the show. I said, we really go on if you're watching YouTube. He says, but we're live listeners. And like about 30 people came over to me. We have quite a large listening audience on the radio.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So we're going to have to fix that as well,
Hey, I hope so.
especially when we're on the ballot, which we have to tell the people about. I did send you a text with my link. Did I tell you? Did I send it to you?
No, I didn't see
I
it.
have my link for we're going to talk about that on the show.
Oh,
as
yes,
well.
you did send a link. So, yes, you did. Yes.
Yeah, I don't know how to.
I thought you meant the link for the show already.
But people want, for the state senate one.
Yes, I did get the
I'm going
link.
to tell you about all the meetings that we have to go to,
Mm-hmm.
and all the people that we met and some interesting stuff.
Absolutely.
We have a new social media guy that's producing
I've seen
stuff.
him.
And I want to talk about one thing. There was one guy from Political something that got upset with us. He called me a political, somebody that keeps running and losing. I forgot what it's
A
called.
gadfly.
Not a gadfly, prime, whatever, some stupid comment. And he got upset that we called Mamdani a pig for having dinner with that guy, whatever, Khalil, Mohammed Baba, Khomeini or whatever his name is. Yeah.
Well, you know what?
Well, I'm going to fix your mic for you because your hand is broken.
Yes. Yes.
So we're ready to have the live audience join us.
We are ready in about 20 seconds.
Well, that's good. And we're going to enjoy this show today because we have upcoming events. The Passover
Yes.
holidays coming. When is Easter, by the way?
Easter, I think, is the middle of the month of April.
Oh, middle of the month?
I think. Don't quote me on it. I've been so
Oh,
focused
so it's
on
after
Passover.
Passover this year.
I think it's after Passover.
Oh, wow. So
after
we only
Passover.
have a bunch of days off
lot of
for
days.
my job.
Well, no, you have. I mean, obviously, we're going to be petitioning still for a little while longer. But
Correct.
But we'll-
And then, of course, I'm going to be going on my trip, and we're going to, I think, take off a week or something
Well,
like that.
while you get ready to go figure out where you're going next, I do want to say hello to our audience that's going to join us on the Talkline Radio Network, and leading things off is our flagship, WSNR 620 AM, also WNEW 1027 FM, the legendary rock and roll radio station once upon a time, and of course, where we all wish we were right now in beautiful Miami, Florida, WJPR 1640 AM, and welcome to this week's edition of the Just Enough Heshy Show with Tom and Heshy. So thank you for being here.
Well, welcome my Instagram fans, welcome my Facebook fans and YouTube and you out there in Radio Land.
Yes.
And we have some interesting stuff to talk about, stuff that happened to me, stuff that's going to be going on. And I have a long, in this week, I'm going to have a quote like I have every week. But instead of a quote, it's going to be a little bit of a speech.
Okay.
Stuff that I'm a little disappointed with, not our country, but the people of this country, of their way of thinking. And I want you guys to listen. Really listen this week.
All right.
But first, I'm going to do my shout-outs to my friend, Sergeant Peter. He gave me my PBA cards. And, of course, Ellie, how are you? Whoever you are. You people don't know him, but he's a friend.
Yes.
And, of course, my beautiful granddaughter, Mira Nava.
Favorite part of the show?
Layla Tamar, Binyamin Hillel, and Ahuva, and Yeshua. He cries a lot, but whenever I offer him a lollipop, he calls me Big H.
So that's the trick.
Trick. Lollipops, I did it with my son, and now I'm called Big H, and my children can't handle it. They want me to call Grandpa and Zadie and Bob, but all I can do is I want Big H, and I'm going to train them well. So far, so good. And, of course, my beautiful new granddaughter, Yael Miriam, and the two new grandchildren were going to be, I was talking to a friend of mine from Yeshiva. He's 65 and he does stuff that I do.
Right.
And he called me for some help, and I was joking, I'm getting 2 more grandchildren. And I says, I'm going to have 8 grandchildren. He says, oh, Heshy, I have 19. I said, how'd you get 19? You're the same age as me.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
19.
And I said, I'll catch you.
Started early.
I know he did.
Started early.
I know.
Actually, speaking of which, somebody actually asked me today before I came here. I was not too far from where we're recording it, and they asked me first, did I have a daughter? And I said no. And then they asked if I was married, and I said no. And then they wanted me to buy some kids' shoes, and I was like, no, I'm good right now. I have one hand right now, and I have a clipboard in the other. And
I had one of the girls, Nikiba, with me, and
Yes.
she had a baby, and I was holding the baby, and they said, "Who's the baby?" I said, "He's one of my children."
I remember this came up.
But now she came by today, and I was holding one of the children. She says, "Oh, who is it?" I said, "What?" He's like one of my grandchildren. He says, "Oh, he didn't understand." I said, "What's the problem? You have to be worried about what color and what stuff, and that's going to be part of my quote today."
All right, I'll listen
and here
to it.
starts my quote to my fans.
Okay.
I'm going to be honest and tell you that I'm worried about America. I'm worried about our nation because it's sick with racism and anti-Semitism. Just think about the fact that we live in a nation that was founded on the principles that all men are created equal. And men still argue about the color of one's skin and religious beliefs and religious determinations and content of their character. I believe that God has directed me, yes, Heshy Tishler, to tell the United States of America that it's sick with militarism and obsessed with the obsessive authoritarian rules that you have ever thought about. Do you know that there are over 38 to 50 million people that are poverty-stricken? And yet our nation, the richest nation in the world, gross product over in the trillions of dollars. There is something wrong with a lot of people that are afraid of the government, that are afraid to say it. People have said to me, Heshy, you should start speaking out more on policies and trying to direct the policies, and you shouldn't go against the government. You should start agreeing with them. You know what? And I replied, sir, you don't know me. I'm not a concessions leader, to give concessions leader. I don't determine what is right and wrong by the budget of my organization or by my personal goals. I don't determine what is right and wrong by taking Gallup polls of the majority or opinions so that there's something wrong with our struggles. My struggle must continue, and we set that our nation's summers of riots are caused by our nation's winters of delay. I'm not scared to speak out. I'm not scared to take a personal hit. People are saying, Heshy, at this breakfast, I went to a Kojo breakfast.
On Sunday.
Heshy, and 30 people came up to me saying, Heshy,
Right.
you should finish your show later. You shouldn't get it cut off. Change your commercials. We want to hear more what you have to say. Heshy, yes, you are more calmer and quieter. I'm happy you're one of us. And when I walked out, When I was standing, I was in the middle of the room. I was in the middle of Kojo room.
Okay.
There was like 300-400 people there.
Yeah.
And I was talking to, I was kissing behind. I said, you know what?
Yeah, I saw you with some individuals I've
Before you
seen.
go, I was kissing behind. I said, this year I'm going to behave. When I walked in, I thought they're going to throw me out. And this year they were quiet. They all respected me. The cops shook my hands. Politicians were coming over to me. Assemblyman from the Bronx gave me his card. He wants to be on my show. I'm standing in the middle, and in walk Attorney General Letitia James.
Oh, a person you've said a lot about over the years.
Our enemy, a Democrat.
I'm aware.
And in she walks, and we didn't bump into each other, but we were right stuck in the middle of this walkway. And she looks at me, and she put out her hand, and I put out my hand, and we shook it. And she says to me, Heshy, I heard a lot of good things about you. I didn't know what to say. I couldn't curse her out when she said something like that. And then we turned around for somebody to take a picture. We turned around, we took a picture.
Yes, I saw it. I had people ask me about
When the picture was posted, everybody called me Republicans. Are you crazy? And you too, you started screaming at
No,
me. You did. You got upset with me. You took a
No.
picture with the enemy.
No, I did not say that. I actually said, "Oh, okay, has she?" But other people I know did, but I
Right.
did not
Listen to
actually.
me.
Scream.
I was trying to be more cordial, and then I went. Simcha Felder came in
Now that I want to hear about.
and walks over to me with his wife. He says, we had our battles, but now we have to work together. And, I'm a grandfather, you're a grandfather, and Mazel Tov, and let's shake hands. And then he gave me a hug, and he took a picture with me. He says, we are now going to be friends because there's nothing you can do anyways for the next 3 years against me. And while I'm standing there, over walks Simcha Eichenstein with Kalman Yeager.
Oh,
Yes. Heshy. And then he pushed away the camera guy and he says, let's talk privately. He says, I don't say anything bad about you. We can't fight with each other anymore, and let's do things for the city. He says, I don't make money like you. You have $30 million. I don't know where everybody says I have $30 million. Otherwise, I'd be wearing nice ties instead of this cheap
I was
piece
gonna
of garbage.
say if you were making $30 million,
You and I would go on the boat fishing and all that. You know what I mean?
No, but I do.
I can't even afford a pina colada. They're like $9.
I know.
And if you go to the beach, they're like, Linda doesn't care, $14, $15 with a French fries. By the time I'm finished, it's like $90 for, I don't know.
So you went to this event and
I
you
went
shook
to the
hands
event,
with a
I
lot of
shook hands,
people.
and then I even shook hands with your friend Ina Vernikova. And it was so slimy and sticky. And that afterwards, I told my video guy that I'm sick. Take me home now. I have to throw up.
So that's why I might be catching you a cold
Right,
because you
it's my
shook
fault.
Ina's Vernikov's hand.
But and then I bumped into Tish was speaking over there. Just
Jessica
stupidity,
Tish,
Commissioner Tish.
Yeah.
Just stupidity she said out of her mouth, and some Jewish blessing. When we have murders, rapings, and killings, and more stabbings this week,
Yeah.
and crime is up, and she's saying how great of a job she's doing. It's not true.
No.
And they all stood there clapping. And then I saw a few other people said, Heshy, you don't talk bad about us anymore. Please mention us to your show. What's his name again? The lobbyist.
William Mark Meyer Appel?
No, Mark Meyer-Pell. I also kissed and hugged.
Oh,
God.
what
The
was,
Hasidic guy.
Goldenberg?
Not Goldenberg. I shook half a hand. And what happened was I quickly ran over to my video guy. I said, please count my fingers. I figured 2 or 3 were missing. Can't even believe we shook a half a hand.
Oh, I know you're talking about
Ezra Friedlander.
Freelander, that's it.
And he
Freelander
comes over to
Group.
me and says,
That's
Heshy,
the one.
you stop talking bad about me. I like when you talk bad about me. I said, well, Ezra, I mean, I only talk bad when you're ripping off and conning the community. Now that the Republicans are in charge, you can't rip us off too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we are running for state senate.
I do want to say hello to one of my fans from Instagram. Zilla is in the chat. How you doing, Zilla? Want to say hello to Zilla the Thriller?
Okay.
Yep,
And,
thank you, Zilla.
of course, this weekend I'm making a little party in my synagogue.
Oh, very nice of
My father's 48th anniversary of his passing, and
So sorry.
and my aunt who passed away, and the whole community that died of my father's family in the Holocaust. So we picked a day of
sorry.
remembrance. So I do it every year. It's 48 years, and I just want you to know it's our memory, and I do plan on going to Israel during the war. They canceled my flights. I rebooked it. I'm still having problems with the hotel, but I'm going during the war. I don't
Well, when
care.
is the event for the anniversary?
For my mother-in-law's anniversary is April 27th. So
Okay.
I'm flying on the 25th. I'm hoping the war is over, and even if not, there are flights going.
And your father's 48-year anniversary?
Is this weekend.
Okay.
this weekend. It's or next week, but I do it on the weekend before.
Okay.
But I'm going to Israel during the war. I'm going to try to do something good for the soldiers. I'm working out some ideas right now with some investors. So after this event,
Not through Felder and
not through Valve,
Eichenstein
no,
and
no.
Jaeger.
And when I finished with it, some people saw the video that was posted. So some wealthy people called me up to come meet them. And they said, well, if you're seriously going to get on the ballot and you're seriously going to run, and now that we see
working on
your
it.
karma, we're going to help you raise your funds. And they again came up with rules and regulations and what they want from me. And I sat quiet for 2 hours. I know you don't believe it. For 2 hours,
Nah.
I swear, did not open my
Do
mouth.
we have like a video like of
I
this
know,
actually taking
and
place?
I could. They ordered me some food, and I couldn't even eat it because they.
Yeah, but you always go to places and you're like me. You never eat in places.
No, it's not the point.
you
But
know.
I just couldn't believe the requests they asked for me, and they knew I would say no. And when I finished, they said, "Heshy, you agreeing with us?" I said, "I'm considering the option because it's quite a bit of money you're going to raise for me, but I want you to know that that's not the reason why I'm running. I guess if that's the only way I can get in, I might have to make a deal with you. But the truth of the matter is, I would feel crappy about myself, and I don't know if I want to do it." They said, "Well, you have to give us an answer now, yes or no." And of course, like the politician that I am, I'm now turning into one of them. I said yes. But I want to not say yes. And I want you all to go to my donation link, and you can give $5. And it's, you just put in Heshy Tishla for NYS.
Yep, secure.
But again, there's a whole
antidote.com.
thing, right? We're going to post it on the YouTube link or on the video. I did send it over. But if you want to get my link, we can send it over to you or text it
The
to you.
producer has been hard at work. He will have that up very soon. He's
Yeah,
been
but if you
working
just
very hard.
if you email
for us.
me to justenoughheshy
At gmail.com.
at gmail.com, or you call me or text me
718-288.
288-7844. But I will send you the link, $5 or $10, and really you will help us. And I'm going to win this time. This time there's no games. We're out collecting signatures. We
are.
have about 750 signatures. We are way ahead of everybody else.
I would say 1,750 signatures is what we have. 1,750. I think
Right.
is what Heshy's
I'm sorry.
talking about.
I'm sorry. You know the number. You're the one in charge.
1,750 is what we
Right,
have in
and
counting.
we know that they're not going to be able to challenge us, and we have. They don't know what's going on. No, but everybody was coming over to me. You know what the funny part is,
Well-
and you people think I'm mentally ill. I'm crazy, but you know, last year they knew a lot of stuff that was going on during the campaign. Remember?
Yes, I remember that.
And,
Yes.
and it was like shocking. We didn't know how they were getting information, and me and Tom started talking like the mafia outside and different phones. And then when we did the sweep, we found that bug, and it bothered me that somebody went and bugged my stupid little office. And so what happened was this year I moved out of that office to our new studio here, and I moved an office in, and we did it in a day that nobody was doing. Even my producer didn't even know we were doing. We just moved out in one day. And nobody knows where we are. And everybody's coming over to me, are you running? Are you not running? What's going on? Nobody knows what's going on, even on my own party, because they don't even know where our office is, which I'm going to be letting everybody know where it is soon. But we have a whole security detail, and I have somebody there doing the day
Oh,
watching.
so you have security details.
Yeah.
That's what the social media guy is, what you've hired
Right,
him
the
for.
social media, but a lot of
To be
people, I
detailed.
have a lot of volunteers that are coming in to try to protect me. I told them I don't need. One of my friends with a gun wants to come around me. Another guy wants me to get a gun. I was with a captain this week from
Yeah.
the police from one of the police stations. I don't want to mention. I'm helping him with something, and he says, to
Maybe
me,
you get
"Heshy,"
Heim Wolf for detail.
but this police officer, this captain, he said to me, "Heshy, I want you to get a gun." I said, "Nobody's killing me." I said, "I'm fat. The bullet won't go through." He says, "No, Heshy, we
Well,
all
if
know."
Ina had a gun, I mean, you could get
Ina's
one.
an idiot.
I
And she
know.
has a gun. Supposedly the clip doesn't, the firing pin doesn't work anyway, she claims.
Yeah, I don't even think.
Here's my joke.
Let's go for it.
Last year, you sent me specifically to certain streets to go collecting signatures. Remember? Go to this address, Heshy, this Italian guy, this Jewish. You
Right.
sent me to go collect signatures.
Not last year, but 2
It
years
was,
prior.
It was last year. You sent me 2 years ago?
2 years prior.
Okay, you sent me to specific addresses.
I remember
to collect
those
signatures.
addresses. It was 2023.
And I think it was in Brighton Beach you sent me also.
No,
something.
we had it was Gravesend and
Gravesend. To me, that's the same thing.
Gravesend, blah blah.
So I get to one of the doors and I knock on the door, ring the bell, and a 15-year-old or a 16-year-old kid opens the door.
Yeah.
He's holding a can of beer and he's smoking a cigarette. I'm looking at him, what should I say? And he says, I
question.
said to him, is your mother home? And he takes the cigarette out of his mouth. He says, do you really think she's home? That was funny.
Yeah, I got the reference.
Joke,
yeah.
like he wouldn't be smoking, and
Yeah.
and really, the truth of the matter, it wasn't a cigarette; it was a joint. I just didn't want to make it so bad in case
Yes,
they
because
find out
obviously we
about
do
it.
have people on the radio that listen, and we don't want to horrify them with details of
Yeah.
maybe 15-year-olds smoking marijuana. Although I'm sure there will be a point they'll be able to legally.
Before we get into the show, I had to go pay my taxes.
Oh, I'm doing that on April 15th.
And I'm gonna be. I pay it
Right
early
before that.
because I can pay off the thing. I pay off my son's
Well, I have an
taxes.
excuse this year. I actually can't do it
Okay,
at the
but
moment.
I do it early so I can prepare all my monies that I have to pay them.
Sure.
And a lot of people saying, "Oh, Heshy, why didn't you make a deduction? Why didn't you cheat?" I want to be careful because I know they're watching me. Number one, and number two, I do pay my taxes, and I'm
Yes.
worried on all these rules that can change as the seasons go on.
Absolutely.
And we're going to talk about what Mamdani wants to do with the death tax.
Let's
You
talk
know,
about, yes, I heard
inheritance.
about that yesterday.
It's crazy. I mean, I understand raising tax, but it's like crazy.
It was $750,000.
And I am
higher.
broke officially now.
Yes, I believe
After
it.
I make a little bit of money, put away money, the tax just like it kills you. I know you're going to say, well, Heshy, you had to pay taxes. You made money. I understand, but I had to make money to go make a living. You know what I
Right,
mean?
absolutely, absolutely. You didn't just get it.
I had a big fight with my son today. He's coming over Sunday.
Ah.
I said about getting a job, and he says, well, I can get a job when I'm in my 35. I says, but by that time, first of all, I'll be broke. And number two, you won't have the experience. He said, well, I'll start getting experience when I'm 35. I said, but that's a little too late until you get your real experience and your raises. You're 45. And I'm going over his budget and his children. He says, I'm willing to suffer. I said, even if you're willing to suffer, you have a wife and children.
I think this came up before in a prior show.
Yeah, but I know that, but it's like some of these young kids today, they think it's funny that, oh, I'm playing house or living alone, even in a basement or things. It's cool. It's not cool. It's not cool to struggle and suffer because we've done this.
I have an
and even
answer
if
to
you
that.
struggle and suffer, you might not make it out of that hole. Now is the time when you have the support to dig yourself out of that hole. When you don't have that support or you don't have the family, and I know a lot of people that don't have family support.
Yep.
You've got to dig yourself out. You start young, you go to school young, you study hard now. So when you get older, you're able to take a break.
See, that's where you hit the nail on the head. See, the thing is that your son falls into the category of a lot of people, whereas, once upon a time, maybe someone like yourself from an early age had to go out there and work, get your working papers. Now, today, because every maybe two parents worked, or maybe they're living in the house still, that they now don't have that motivation. They don't have that responsibility to get out there. So that's why,
Well, I forced
unfortunately,
my kids to take jobs as counselors or other jobs or volunteering when they were younger. And the point being is that they think that even with, like he says to me, you made me get my master's. So I have my master's. I said, no, the masters don't count. He said, so you wasted my time? I said, no, but it's better than somebody that has a bachelor's or nothing. Even though it's worthless, but it's not worthless because it shows that you were able to commit
Yeah, absolutely.
to a program. You were able to finish a project. And that's what us bosses like, not what kind of a master's or what kind of a doctorate you have. It matters that we see that you were committed to getting something, especially if you're summa cum laude. That means you actually took
I'm
the
surprised you
course serious.
pronunciated that.
Yeah, right? Well, when my son's summa cum laude, I keep practicing. I know it's getting it correct.
I actually interviewed a band recently that's playing with a band called Sumo Cycle, and it's going to be Sumo
So,
Lot.
the new supreme leader of Iran,
Yes,
his son,
I heard.
he first of all, he can't have children. They say he's impotent, and his father, they say, thought he was gay,
I heard about that.
and that's what Trump says. And also that his father was never going to give him the succession because he's not the brightest of people. So the funny part is when they were all hiding, because he was hiding with his wife and kids in the bunker, he's so dumb, he walked out during a major military session with all the military, he got lucky. He went for a stroll during the war while they were all in hiding, and they bombed and killed his father and everybody else, and he lived by pure luck. I think his wife and family got wiped
Well,
out.
didn't he get injured himself?
They say he got somewhat injured, but even though they haven't seen him, he's been making comments, written comments.
Well, Trump doesn't think he's alive.
Right, because nobody's ever seen him. And you could be seen from your bunkers and all that.
That's kind of like, you remember when
But
Saddam
my
Hussein
question
died?
is,
Kinda
Iran
the
is
same
still
thing.
bombing everybody. Okay,
They
they're
are.
running out of missiles, and they're bombing their own people and Israel. Sooner or later, they're going to run out. They have no air force. They have no army. My question to you is, do you think the Americans will send soldiers in? They have 300,000 soldiers there.
I'm going to say no.
Why?
Because I think Trump, I think Trump mentioned that he thought the war would end soon, and I think that ultimately the American people, the American public, doesn't have the stomach for
when we
it.
thought Iraq was the greatest army with their million soldiers,
Yep.
they surrendered in 4 or 5 days. Everybody gave up. They had
I
a
agree.
million soldiers. Iranian soldiers are stupid. They have no power. You see their missile program. You see their airline program. Even their nuclear program was easy to be destroyed. And I mean, these guys are dumb. And I was listening to Marco Rubio when he was a senator during the Obama presidency. He said, look, if we give them power, they'll build a nuclear
Yep.
weapon. They'll build missiles to come after us. The next generation is screwed. Now, look, they almost screwed us. And thanks to Trump, we wiped them out. But I heard Trump say that some president did agree with him. Some ex-president. I believe Obama was the one to agree, just he doesn't want to come on the thing.
Obama. Obama, who was the complete antithesis
But
of what
why
Trump has
aren't the
done.
people is rising up yet? Why
You
are-
asked this question 2 weeks
over
ago.
and over and over again? You see your country is being destroyed. You see the soldiers are in hiding. Go get them.
Maybe it just is that the people there may support what they're doing.
They're not
Maybe
supporting.
have you thought of that?
I don't think so. And
Well,
you know
we're
what?
gonna find out.
You know, Japan needs our help against North Korea with their bombs.
Yes.
Japan does business with us.
Yes.
We asked Japan to come in, not to join the war, but to send their sweepers in with to help us with the mines. And they don't want to help us. And we have to go back and help them in the future.
You think it's because of Russia?
But Japan does business with Russia? Japan is really not Russia's friend. They get nothing. You know, oil prices are spiking.
China?
Japan is not scared of China because China doesn't really can't touch Japan. You know what I mean? They
Right,
only
but
have to
still,
Taipei.
there's a lot of pegs on the board that maybe countries right now.
Japan gets everything from America, sells everything to America. They have nothing really to offer, maybe some minerals and stuff, but really the point is Japan should be so grateful of the years what we've done and the European countries. You know, this is going to affect you. You know in your heart that these people are bad.
Yeah.
You know, like Mamdani, when he had that dinner with that Palestinian protester. So I called him a pig, you know,
Yes.
on our last show. So it was posted, some political, ex-guy says that you and I are idiots for calling him a pig. The man had dinner with a Palestinian protester that destroyed Columbia University, caused issues, and threatened other. He didn't just protest peacefully, and he's not even a citizen. And you have a dinner with him. So of course I call you an idiot. And then what happened is this week Mamdani was confronted by a Palestinian activist screaming at him, "You can't say Israel has a right to live and free Palestine." Why not? Why not?
That's a good point.
And he's screaming at Mamdani just stood there and took it. So I can give Mamdani credit because he's a political guy and he needs the Jews. He knows he needs the Jews. He can't get rid of
So
all
what
of us.
did you make of Mamdani trying to, I guess, offer an olive branch with this whole meeting? What was your thoughts on that?
Mamdani is elected.
Right.
And when they get elected, they have to start preparing for the next election phase.
I agree with you on that 100%.
Instead of doing his, he has no idea what he's doing. Look at the budget. He has a $5.4 billion he claims hole.
We talked about that last
so
week on the
there's no
show.
way to cover that hole.
Well, now the other thing is that the city has a rainy day fund, which actually under de Blasio, I think was up to $2 billion.
Wow.
And well, it also actually started under Bloomberg. Bloomberg did a very good job in maintaining that. But this rainy day fund, which wasn't even touched during COVID, now Mamdani wants to use that money to try to pay off this budget deficit. But a lot of people are screaming and up in arms about it because This is money that the city needs in case of an emergency.
Right.
That's why it's established, because we know by law the city has to have a balanced budget.
Right.
Every year every fiscal year it has to have a balanced budget. And Mamdani wants to take this money that even De Blasio didn't use.
But my thing
What do you think
here-
about that?
But it's not that I think about it. You see,
What do you think?
Here's what I think. This is my simple solution. If Mamdani goes across and goes through many of the government agencies, like I say over and over again, and instead of punishing us, instead of fining us and taxing us, okay,
Right.
you help us. Your inspectors go out and help us. Your offices are combined to save government
Well, speaking of
spending.
taxes, how about that
But wait a
tax?
minute, I'm going to get
All
there.
right.
And instead of taxing us to death, you make the city safer. More police officers, more that keep the train safer. You can bring in more business, and the sales tax and all that tourist income that comes into this city, you can balance your budget. Bringing in billions of dollars in business is simple. People want to come to New York, but when people in Connecticut or Ohio or Kentucky that all want to visit, or people from other countries, they say, you know what, screw New York. I'm going to go to Denver. I'm going to go to New England. I'm going to go to the Hamptons. I'm going to go to Long. I'm not coming to New York City because it's a danger.
Miami.
You
were just
I have
there.
so many people that are telling me from out of the country, we're not coming to New York. It's a waste of our time. We're going to Miami. We're going to a different country completely. Why? Because he doesn't make this city safe. He doesn't give our people opportunities to business. Right now, there's a tax of 16% on inheritance
Yep.
tax. That means if you own a home and you die, or you have money and your children inherit it, they have to pay 16%. The rich people don't have to pay because they put their buildings into corporations or
Right.
LLCs.
So you get away from
And
that.
they're able to transfer it and in a trust. But you're only able to do that if you don't have a mortgage. Now, most people in this planet have a mortgage. So they can't put their houses into an LLC or trust. It has to stay on their name. And when they bought the building, they can't buy it in an LLC because their insurances or taxes would be higher. So you put it in your private name. It's a catch-22. So when they die, their inheritance people have to go through probate, hire a lawyer, and pay a 16% tax. There's a rule that this 16% tax starts at $7 million or more. Mr. Mamdani wants to lower it to $750,000.
I saw that.
So every property in the city of New York is worth more than $750,000. And not only that, he wants to raise it from 16% to 50%. And Hochul is like playing the game with him. It's like you want to steal our buildings because
That's the
once
plan.
I inherit
I
that-
said it last week on the show.
If I'm one of the kids
That's
that
the
lives
plan.
in the house and my parents die, I can't pay the 50% tax. And there's a mortgage in the house, so you're going to sell the house from under me. I have nowhere to live. You're going to get the tax, and with the mortgage money, I end up with nothing.
That's the plan.
And you assessed my house for more than its value, even though I could sell it legally more. I'm dead. And this Mr. Mamdani wants to take away from the middle class and the lower class.
I
all
said
of
it
our
last
homes.
week on the show.
And
That
the
was
rich
his
people
plan.
don't care because it's all in LLCs. And anybody who doesn't have a mortgage, all you have to do is right before you die, pay off your mortgage, transfer into a trust, and then take out a new mortgage
That's
and your
it.
kids inherit it.
And that's the plan, because he wants to take over that property and turn it into something. That's why do you think the zoning laws have changed? Why do you think all these things popping up? Because it's going to increase the value of people's homes, and people can't afford those
Mamdani
things.
has no idea what he's doing in
No,
this city.
no, he
And-
does.
And this
He does. His idea is to. I said it last week, and I've said it many times since he got in office. His job is to systematically destroy the middle class.
It's not
he has a
destroy.
plan.
He has no idea what he's doing, so it will
No,
be
he does.
systematic.
He has
You
an
know,
idea.
I was listening to a joke.
All right.
A guy goes over to a kid and
Okay.
says, what do you want to do when you grow up? And he said, what do you dream about? He says, I dream of making $50 billion like my father.
Okay.
He says, your father has $50 billion? He says, no, he dreams about getting it $50 billion himself. I thought that was the coolest joke.
Yes.
So Mr. Mamdani has dreams that he can't ever accomplish.
No.
And he has no idea what
Well,
he's doing.
even his
So
community action thing that he wanted $1.1 billion to fund, it's now only a quarter of that, $260 million.
The man has no idea from the homeless. He's not helping the homeless. Crime is not going down, whether Tish said it or not. The Democrats have no control of what they're doing. I mean, I don't believe the Republicans either, but at least we have some, I mean, we have people like Ina Vernikova in charge, so I don't know what to tell you.
There isn't much hope with the Republicans. I hate to break it to you. I know you're a Republican.
When Mamdani became mayor, he went out and filled a pothole.
I saw that.
Filled one pothole. I have a block where the entire block was sinking.
Yes.
It took me 3 months, but I got the whole block refilled.
Well, you've got where you used to be, when we used to do the show, every sidewalk right now in the corner of it is being dug up.
Yeah. And they're just blowing out funds, and no more millions of dollars.
Yeah.
And they're shutting streets down.
Yes.
And they're telling us where we can park and where we can't park. You know, our councilmen, assemblymen, state senators don't even tell us what's being shut down. It's like, it's a joke.
They're in order. Listen, last week was the parking tax. This week's the death tax. What's next week going to be? Now tell us. Let us know if you're out there.
It's the walking tax.
I'm telling you, it'll come.
You walk out of your house, you have to pay a taxi like a toll. Oh, you're out today 3 times. You know, it's like they told us during COVID. You don't wear a mask, you're going to die. You go into a restaurant, you have to eat in another enclosed restaurant, but outside in an enclosed area.
I remember
what
that
meant.
I remember that.
You touch a pole, you're going to die if somebody else touched it. I mean, what they did is just, I mean, don't you realize that these people are authoritative?
People are sleepwalking. People just, they
Why?
Because they're brainwashed.
We're not stupid.
They are. People
they're
are.
Not.
I'm telling you, people are brainwashed and they're sleepwalking through life because they look at it like this. If it ain't got nothing to do with me, I don't want to get involved. And there's too many people. Listen, you ask the question all the time. Too many people are apathetic. That's the reason why we get people like Mamdani. That's the reason why we have government elected officials locally. And it's not just Democrat, it is Republican also. Because I brought up last week on the show that the Republicans were embracing Mamdani.
Yeah.
Local Republicans in New York City were embracing Mamdani. So it's both parties.
Right.
It's that's
And
why
the Republican
we have
Party is supposed to put up a candidate against the Democratic Party.
No, they're supporting Democrats.
Right.
They're supporting
You're
Democrats.
never allowed to support the guy who's there. Even if you like him, you can't. You got to put up a candidate that's a Republican.
They're not doing that.
I know.
Because they're in on it too.
I know.
They're in on it too.
I thought we were different.
They're not.
Different. No.
They're all the same. They are all the same, Heshy.
I have a question for you.
You ask me anything you want.
Who was the head of the DHS?
Well, I know they want to put Mark Wayne Mullen in there.
Right. What's his name again?
Mark Wayne Mullen.
Mark Wayne Mullen.
Yep.
But the old lady was
Christine Ohm?
Christine Ohm.
Okay.
Why was she fired? Was she fired? Did she quit?
Well, I mean, a lot of people, have their opinions about her knowledge of the
She was
system.
doing a good job.
Well, apparently,
But they're all upset. So now you're putting this guy who is a senator, Mark Wayne Mullen, and from a Republican from Oklahoma, and this idiot Rand Paul was upset with him from Kentucky. He started
I'm a big
arguing.
Rand Paul fan, though.
Well, he was arguing with Mullen about the report that the Oklahoma senator called him a snake, and he understood why his neighbor attacked him. Now.
Yes,
I call you a snake because you're a snake, Mr. Paul. You go against your own people.
Well, I disagree. Sometimes I like that Rand Paul was maybe the only senator that spoke out against, like you with COVID. I like that Rand Paul, he speaks about the government oversight, whereas I think sometimes Republicans and Democrats just give a blank check. So I think, to me, Rand
You
Paul...
shut down my government. You don't pay our TSA workers. You put our lives in jeopardy, and you try to blame it on somebody. I mean...
Well, Rand Paul didn't shut down the government.
I know, but the Democrats did.
Well, the Democrats have different reasons, but Rand Paul is one of the few people, like Thomas Massie, although I don't always agree with Thomas Massie, but like Thomas Massie, these are guys that fiscally call it the way they see it. And obviously they know, Mark Wayne Mullen and Rand Paul is, he speaks his mind.
Somebody came over to me and said, Heshy, do you believe that Iran has sleeper cells in the United States?
Oh, I want to hear this.
So I said, no. They said, yes. Especially I said the Iranian are just dumb. You know, even the whole intelligence is dumb.
I know you're going to
I know
mention
they're
California.
getting information from Russia, right? I don't. Even though you have a couple of those losers that wanted to be ISIS and came over here and killed us, I don't think the Iranians are smart enough or qualified enough to have sleeper cells. And I know Israel with their intel, who've been in undercover in Iran for years, as you can see, they would have known about sleeper cells and they would have known to America, and we would have caught them by now.
But do you think, in a general context, are there sleeper cells?
There are. Russia has been putting sleeper cells here for years. I don't believe the after what happened on 9/11, and they weren't really sleeper cells at all. They were people that came to this country, and they were not American citizens.
Right.
And they came here as students, and they started to learn to fly planes, and we knew what they were doing. We understood what they were doing. Some reason we didn't know how to add 1 + 1 is 2. In America, we think 1 + 1 is 11. You know what I mean? And not 1 + 1 is 2, so we couldn't figure that out. I know if a guy tells me I want to learn to fly a plane, but I don't want to know how to land it, there's something wrong with that.
Right. Or if you didn't even know this person and all of a sudden randomly they want to learn how to fly.
You have neighbors that never come out of their house or don't have a job and keep spending money. Okay, he's a student from a rich family.
Right.
But that's why people have to get, when you have neighbors on the block, it's not like you should ignore them. It's not that you should be friendly with them. You have to get to know them and be friendly with them to protect yourself.
Absolutely.
To make sure your children are not molested by
If you
somebody.
see something, say something.
Right, so you got to make friends with them and get to know who your neighbor is. If he doesn't want to get to know you, then you have an issue with him.
Right.
And then you get rid of him.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
But
or make him trouble and try to investigate him. But if you get to know, that's what you have to get. You have to get. This has to be an open thing.
well, we're gonna find out. We're going to find out about that. I mean, if you want to talk more about Heshy and your topics on your mind, email him at justinfheshy@gmail.com or text or call him 718-288-7844. And also, if you need some building expediting and you also want to get your property corrected, you can also go to Green Line Building. And please go out there and check out Heshy at 202 Foster Avenue, right off McDonald Avenue, near the F train and ShopRite.
And you can come in to see me, and plus our campaign office is going to be at 198 Foster, by the way. So now I gave you all the information, guys. You can come see me. There's no bug. And no, we're doing sweeping now. We're doing sweeping. I was told by somebody very important, Heshy, he sweeps his office. I said, you're a nobody. He says, yes, I sweep my office anyways. He says, the government is always somebody, they pick on somebody. He says, why not sweep your office? It costs not much to do. And it is. It's only a couple of $100 to sweep your whole office. And you can do it. You can do it to your house, because I seen people that have cameras somehow placed in their houses and watching them and so on.
Yep.
So, like sororities and colleges and stuff like that. So you have to be careful when these workmen come in. I had the cable guy come in now and I was watching him.
There's still a thing of the cable guy?
Yeah. So I had the new cable guy come in. Very nice man, fixed everything for me. But I was nervous.
You're never home, though.
I know that, but I love cable. When I do get home to 11
What do you watch? Like once a year?
I watch my Hogan's Heroes at night. It's a great show. And my Twilight Zone.
You're actually up to watch it on the TV?
I get home 10, 11 o'clock.
Right.
I have to unwind. People have anxiety. People have heartaches, issues. To get my mind to clear, I have to play backgammon or watch this show. And
I can tell you, I do remember as a kid growing up, I would leave the TV on until like 4 o'clock in the morning because I wouldn't sleep. For whatever reason, I would always hear a click or some type of noise. Yeah. So maybe you're one of those people.
Well, I was watching a commercial and the kids from the 80s and 90s were saying, there's a little box that connects the whole world that you're never alone. There's a little box that sends your diary out to the world and pays you for it. Because people used to hide their diaries all the time.
Oh, okay.
And there's a little box that lets strangers come into your house and bring you food. And you pay them for it. It's like...
What?
People could imagine what they have today. And instead of people calling you first before they come over, they just text you, send you messages. Yes. They don't even call you.
No.
So they can get right through to you. You don't have to not pick up the phone.
No, go on.
I remember when caller ID came out and we were able not to pick up the phones and knew who was calling.
I remember that. Listen, I remember as a kid that the way I knew how to go home was my dad would whistle down the block. He would whistle down the block. I was playing ball, from one end of the block.
No, my mother shouted out the window, "Get home, you a little rat.
He whistled, so I was my way. So those days now
My
it's
mother
text.
said it in Hungarian.
But we didn't have, but we didn't have cell phones. We didn't have, everybody had phone walkie-talkies. We didn't have any of that.
As you know, my sister Esther is in the
Yes, the Borough Park Rehab Center. Yes.
and I walk around to help people there.
Yes, you do.
And I started doing, Esther is my sister, so I
Yes.
take home her laundry.
Very nice of you.
And I was talking to her, and a guy comes over to me and says, "Can you do my laundry?" I said, "It's my sister." He says, "Heshy, I don't like the way the rehab does it. It doesn't come back good." You said
Please don't tell me you did this guy's laundry.
I did the laundry.
No.
I went back on Sunday last week, and I delivered the laundry. 2 more people came over to me. I now have 6 people that I'm doing laundry for.
Why don't you just do Green Line Laundry Service? Green Line Laundry
They want me
deliveries.
to do it. I fold it. I put it in bags for them. And I do it. It's not a lot of laundry.
All right, so if you're out there, Green Line
don't
Laundry
help.
Deliveries,
Don't
202
help.
Foster
Don't help.
Avenue.
Don't help.
Give us a call.
Is your hand hurting you? I hope it
It
does.
actually
because
is.
Good.
My finger's numb.
Well, good for you now that you gave out my address. Which I gave out my
You actually did it first. We do it every other week. We promote
know,
the show.
I know.
But why were you doing this guy's laundry?
they're
I
all-
think we want to know.
Because some of them are
Social
all-
media guy, put this on Instagram. Why is Heshy doing someone
Because
else's
some
laundry?
of these older women or men have no family, and they want their stuff done. They saw how nice I did Esther's, and the nurse came over to me and said, "Heshy, you do a beautiful job." They love me over there because I do a lot of volunteering. I push the wheelchairs
I understand.
around.
I was
And
right over there today,
The truth of the
yesterday.
matter is, what we do is we just put in one load, and they don't give me that much, a big bag, one of those big shopping bags. I
remember
wash it, laundry it. I don't do any bleaching and stuff of their shirts.
Right.
And then when I take it out from the air blow dryer, I fold everything up nicely and I give it back to them.
Mm-hmm.
And the truth of the matter is, the whole thing I do in the middle of the night. When I get home, I do one load. I do one load when I get up in the morning. And, it's right now only 6, but I know we're going to have some more.
Oh, you definitely
So-
after this, Heshy, telling the world that you're doing laundry now. Green Line Laundry Delivery.
It's not Green Line, it's Tishland Laundry Service.
I would say Green Line because you're like Mamdani. You don't want to get taxed, so you want to put an LLC into Green Line Laundry Delivery.
No, you don't know anything about corporate law, I see. I got it.
I do have a notary license.
But I know you do. I'm very proud of you of that. And I am, Esther is getting better.
Good, I'm happy to hear that. Because what's it been now? About 2 months?
No, it's
2.5?
not, It's 6 weeks about. Not even 6
I thought it was
weeks.
January.
Late January.
All right,
so
so
it's mid-March.
7 weeks?
Right. So
Okay.
the point is, I see a lot of people in the rehab that are lazy. They go 1 or 2 days to rehab. They don't want to go anymore. It's too hard on them. But I'm so proud of my sister. She goes every day. I take her. She lifts herself up. She
Good.
bends her leg. And I'm so proud of her. She lost 15 pounds.
Congratulations.
She was like 140, 145. And she's now, today was round to 126.
Congratulations.
And of course, I bring her the food. I'm very involved with her every day.
Yes, you are definitely
She doesn't
involved.
like their food. But I'm trying to explain to you is that some people give up and
Yeah.
some people don't.
Absolutely.
And don't give up.
Never.
And I'm so proud of when every day I want to try to give up or I get depressed or upset. I look at a young lady like my sister and who has so much going against her. And she doesn't give up, and I'm gonna give up.
Absolutely.
For some stupidity.
Listen, I tell people all the time. People say, "Oh, you got a fractured hand." I say, "Well, you know what? It could have been worse." You could always look at the glass half full because you could say, "Well, you got this you're going through, but somebody else has it worse."
Right.
I always say to people, "Listen, I could have fell and broke my neck, but
Right. You could
I
have
don't-
busted your head and get something.
And be dead.
Everybody tells me, give up, Heshy, don't run again. Why are you doing it again? I'll tell you something. And even Carmen says to me, I said, you running for office, you make a lot of money. It gives you a lot of publicity. I said, I didn't do it for the publicity or celebrityness. I did it to really do good. He says, you're going to take a cut and pay? I says, I don't need the pay now. I'm ready to retire. The reason I'm doing this is because I think I can do good. What do you think I volunteer for? For money? I do it because I think that I'm needed. And I see you people are not doing it correctly.
And that's the problem. See, that's why, going back to laundry, that's why politicians need to be changed like clothes. They need to
Diapers.
be
They
changed
need to
like
be changed
laundry.
like
Yes,
diapers.
politicians need to be changed because if you keep complaining about, listen, look at what we've talked about here today on this show. We talked about Mamdani and a parking tax. We talked about a death tax. We've talked about quality of life and the lack of it. So if you're complaining about it, you have no excuse this year but to get out there and vote and change like clothing. your local politicians. You have that opportunity
and
here.
under these new rules from de Blasio and Adams, you know, you don't have to work for a company. If you're a day laborer or you want to make a trick and you make believe you fall down, you can sue everybody on that list. I have a guy who I have no knowledge of in a building that I finished a year ago.
You probably never met him, right?
Never knew him, and he sued me. He didn't even know who to sue. And it's not the first time. And I called up the lawyer. I said, I have affidavits stating that he was told not to work in the house by his boss that day.
Oh, God.
And my job was finished, and I have nothing to do with the job.
Right.
And still they sued me. So the lawyer says, send me the affidavits. I have another guy who fell on somebody's other property, landed on mine. They settled with him for 200 grand, and he's still suing me. I said, Aston, you're collecting double? So again,
well, I can
under
tell you from
these
experience,
rules,
that's what lawyers and law firms look for. They're looking for that. They're looking for.
It's malicious, frivolous lawsuits.
It is, but if they get
But
lucky,
even then, illegal aliens. When you're a real resident, you can't really do that,
Right.
Because you come. But if you're illegal alien and you don't have a job and you know you're not going to get a job and you're a day laborer, scared. What you do is you get a job by a company. You give them a cheap hourly $25 a week rate. You fall down on the job or you jump through a hole and you hurt yourself.
Well,
you don't even have to hurt yourself. You go to the hospital, you come home better. You go to a lawyer,
no,
the lawyer just says...
I know that we have many friends that are lawyers. I get that, but you do know the term that they call lawyers, right? Ambulance chasers.
Okay.
Ambulance
I hear
chasers.
you.
That's the definition, that somebody goes and in front of somebody's property, trips and falls or does something, and the lawyer files the lawsuit. Ambulance chaser.
You know, I hear our phone ringing, but I'll
Well, if you are out there, you do want to call us. We will eventually be live on the air, and we will definitely love to hear what you have to say. And maybe tell Heshy why, in addition to running for office, he could certainly be running to pick up your laundry clothes. And also tell Heshy...
the joke never ends with you.
Well, listen, I mean, it's the nonstop laugh factory here on the Justin Up Heshy Show. And who knows? Maybe
It is. I am funny.
you should, have you considered a career in stand-up comedy?
So I was, but I figured that politicians are more funnier.
But the sad thing is, though, is that politicians, though, have an impact on your daily lives. That's the problem. That's why it becomes not so
There's
funny
a lot
after
of
all.
comedians like David Chappelle, or there are a lot of comedians. What was his name?
But
The
wasn't
guy-
Simca Felder trying to be funny one time when he spoke on the Senate floor? And
Right.
he
What did
said,
he say?
he said, I don't speak much, but I have to get up here and speak. And he spoke like 4 words, and then like everybody bursted into laughter.
Oh, it's something about that he had to find the bathroom key, and he knew where the
That was the city council vote with Christine Quinn,
Yeah.
where they were going to vote for speaker, and he famously said, well, I've got to go find the restroom because everybody was voting for her, and yet he knew he couldn't cast a vote for it, had to find the bathroom. Actually, it was Charles Barron. Speaking of people who weren't too good, but Charles Barron was actually the only person that voted against her in that vote for council speaker. So that's tells you
And she
about...
was also a bad speaker.
She was terrible.
She was just like
terrible.
stupid idiot.
Terrible.
I don't know.
Terrible.
Again, it's mistake after mistake, and you don't want a leader there. I don't, again, I know how to fight them.
You do.
I know how to fight the city. Today,
Yes, you do.
Today I had a guy in a lot of trouble, and I fixed him.
Oh, well, okay.
And we're ready for the final stage.
Uh-huh.
And I get a call from one of the people involved with this issues.
Right.
Says, Heshy, we decided to change our mind and we did something that you didn't like. I said, I fix your problem and you go against me. You know that you're going to screw up. I just hung up the phone and I said, I want nothing to do with it. Then the owner calls me and the contractor calls me, but Heshy, we're right. I said, right? Till now you've been wrong. I fixed you. You want to get in trouble. No, but Heshy, you don't understand. I got to move quicker. I says, you've already got yourself in trouble by doing it your way. I fixed you. Yeah, but we're already out of trouble and we don't want to get back in trouble. But by doing it your way, you will get back in trouble. I'm the expert.
Yes, you are.
I am the expert. I know politics. I know how, it's not politics that I know. I know how to run budgets. I know how to run corporations. I know how to give advice. I know how to help sick people. I know how to do charitable organizations. I even know how to get city streets fixed, not walk out there with a fake shovel and make believe I'm filling a pothole on the bridge. I mean, Mamdani, really? You believe it? You know, the reason why Mamdani doesn't care about the inheritance tax, because he owns nothing in his name.
Right.
He has nothing.
Bingo.
He's never made money besides having a job with the assembly.
Bingo.
And by having a $120,000 job and after expenses and all that.
And his supporters are exactly the same. And
Most of them are welfare or Medicaid.
And if he has his rich liberal elites, they, like what you talked about at the beginning of the show, have their stuff in LLCs.
LLCs or trusts with no mortgages.
And I do want to say goodbye soon to our listeners on the Talkline Radio Network, 1027 FM, WNEW, WJPR 1640 AM, and our flagship WSNR 620 AM. Thank you so much for tuning into this week's edition.
And I'm
of the
sorry you're
Fashion
going to
Show
miss
with
the
Tom
last
Heshy.
5 minutes, but we're going to, over the next few weeks, fix that problem.
We are going to fix that
We're gonna
because
maybe-
Heshy fixes everything. You know,
I do. I came up with an idea.
You do a great job with the laundry.
We're going
You
to
do
take a
great
break. We're
job.
going to take a break during the show for 5 minutes. Let them play the commercials and
Yes.
continue onward.
Well, that's what we want.
Well, we're going to figure something out, especially when the campaign starts.
And that's it.
But, you know,
Our
and-
social media guy is gonna fix that because he knows how to do that.
Should come in, and I am looking for volunteers. I'm getting people. We need help. Are you really sitting out there just to be entertained? That's fine. I have no problem entertaining you.
Yeah,
Yes,
you seem to be a good entertainer.
Tonight I'm going to another wedding. You know, this Saturday I told you, I walked from the hospital
You told me, but yes.
to East 17th Street to a
went to-
synagogue that I'm helping.
Then you went to Avenue I and
Then I went to
Bedford?
Avenue I and Bedford, correct?
And you went to
a synagogue.
Yep.
Then I went back to Ocean Avenue to
And
their party to meet more
Avenue
people.
J?
Then I walked to Avenue K and East 29th Street to
Okay,
another
yeah,
event
okay.
because I was invited to.
I know what you mean,
I couldn't
man.
even walk back, so I started to walk back and I ended up at my son's house. He was having a party. You know what I mean?
Oh.
He had a bunch of guests there, and I sat there and spoke, had a little bit of lunch, but it was already about 3 o'clock, 3:30.
That's a lot of walking.
A lot of walking miles. I fell asleep on the couch for like 2 hours, but I did get to see the kids.
There's a famous Vanessa Carlton song, 1,000 Miles, that you literally may have just walked 1,000 miles.
1,000 miles. So then I got up and I walked to my synagogue. I didn't even make it home for their lunch. I walked to my synagogue.
Did you see Rabbi Horowitz?
So Rabbi, and I spoke over there. I was ready. If we couldn't believe I was a speech, I was exhausted, but I got to speak.
You did
and I left my house. I left my house at 6. I finished my day of walking and volunteering.
5 p.m.
No, baby. 7:45.
Okay.
Okay, I got home. I lay down in bed, and you won't believe it. I was told to come back, to go back out to the synagogue to drop some stuff off. And when I did, I left my phone on the table. And I have 2 phones.
I thought you was going to be like that episode of The Simpsons where
But
Homer's
people
getting up
called
and
me,
he
they
just goes,
couldn't call me on my phone. And I didn't even know I forgot it because I had the other phone, my emergency phone. All of a
Yes.
sudden, my son calls me and says, you called me today from your private number. I said, I don't remember that. He says, you left your phone in the synagogue. I said, how do you know? He says, because I tried to call you and the guy picked up the phone. He says, and you just be lucky. And he told me that he has his phone, and they came, and I had to get redressed, go back out, get the phone. So I didn't get to bed till like 10 o'clock, and I got people calling. But it's not the point. I have no problem putting in the 18 hours. I have no problem putting away money and saving and working hard
Right.
for the future. I have no problem serving this community. I have the strength to do so.
Yes, you do.
But I do give up when you guys don't care about yourselves. I mean, maybe I'm not qualified for the job. I agree with you. But so many of you call me, like today I got a call from jail. Heshy, I've never met you before. I didn't even know it was jail. I called 2-3 times the same number.
Right.
Finally, I picked it up, and now I figured out it's a correctional number. Heshy, we need special books over here. It's special religious books, but you can't just send it in. You have to go to. And we know you do a lot of good, and we've heard you went to the other jails. Can you come visit us? But also, we need these special books. And he gave me a big blessing. I wrote down the address, and I'm going to send it to him. I said, people from jails. I said, you listen to my show? He says, no, but some other people did. And we do have YouTube, and one or two guys said they watch the show from jail.
Well, if they are on YouTube, they need to hit that sub button for you. Subscribe at Justin F. Heshy 7005 because you do need to get those subs up. And I know our social media guy is working on that, and he's going to get you to Mamdani levels in following because he knows that you're a big Mamdani supporter. He knows.
Oh, be quiet. I think you're taking the medicine from your hand.
Actually, there's no medicine. He's straightforward facts. He knows that you will eventually.
Well, we're coming to the end
If
of
you
the
got
show.
that photo with Letitia James, I think
know.
everybody is
I
waiting for you
know.
and Mamdani to have a photo.
I know. You know,
And you'll take the
by-
photo with
by
Mamdani.
the way,
Because if the Republicans in
I
Staten
want you
Island
to know,
did it, yes.
I never knew who Mamdani was a year ago.
You didn't.
And he came to the Kojo breakfast. They left him in. And
Oh,
other,
I'm sure they let him in.
and other people took pictures with him. But I
Did
knew,
Sutton make sure to get a photo with him?
well, so I wasn't sure who he was, but I knew something was wrong. And when a couple people took pictures, some people said, "Oh, he's Mamdani. He hates Jews. He's a Muslim guy."
Did Richie Taylor take a photo with him?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
and
sure
I
he
was
did.
standing over there, and everybody says, "Oh, this is the assemblyman." I didn't even shake his hand. I didn't even talk to him. And afterwards, when I saw pictures of other people, I said to them, "Are you stupid? Did you take pictures with this guy?"
Oh, of course. Listen, what's the
And
old
they all
adage?
answered. They all answered
What's the
like
old
I
Aesop's
answered.
fable when you're going to be when you think you're going to eat the meal, you're being cooked as the
But
meal. That's
right.
the
But you know,
example there.
if like if Letitia Jane Simpson was anti-Semitic, she's just a stupid person, but she's not really an anti-Semite. She's just an idiot.
Just really been trying to sue Donald Trump since the minute
but
he's
she's
been in office,
also
though.
lost. She's a hater of the right way, but she's not an anti-Semite. She's not a Jew hater.
But she's everything else.
Right, she's everything else. So again, I had no problem taking a picture, but I wouldn't take pictures with other people.
Now, do we have a photo of you and Jaeger?
They did. They did have a picture.
Social media man, do
Jaeger
you have
asked me
that
not
photo?
to post it, and my social media guy, I think he got when we were like he didn't catch us kissing. He kissed me. I was kissed. So I think he was embarrassed.
But felt that we
Anyways,
have
we're
a
coming to
photo
the
that
end
I
of the
saw.
show. Thank you for watching our show. Let's
Just
play the
that
music.
music. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, and catch us next week.
Wednesday night, we're all in sight. 9 o'clock, it's shining bright. Turn the dial and feel the might. Just enough Heshy takes flight. Woo! Laughs and wisdom side by side. Heshy show won't be denied. Tune in live and ride the tide. Feel the rush and feel